I hope so hard that this is the last time that I have to film this video. I have tried so many times, I've gotten interrupted so many times, I'm gonna start crying. I'm gonna put that out there. I am late. I am late and I am upset about it. This is check-in number 2. I'm supposed to have finished chapter 1 a while ago. I just finished chapter 1. I finished reading it a while ago. I finished reading it before August ended, but at the end of August I had to go to Toronto to dance. I finished reading the chapter before I went to Toronto to dance, and it was hard. I couldn't keep up with this at that time because I was dancing 3 hours a day. So it was kind of hard to keep up with this. No, 3 hours a day. That is not what I was doing. I was doing 7 hours a day. Thank you. Whoa, sorry. I could not keep up with this. So I made sure to finish the chapter on the plane. I was doing my morning pages right up until before and then immediately started them back up right after. I come back, immediately school starts. So I kind of had no time, but that's okay. Anyways, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really know what my goal is to finish all of the tasks for chapter 1, but I have done some. There's 10, I've done 2. So there are morning pages every day. There's 3 of them that you have to write, where you basically just brain barf all of your thoughts onto a page or 3 pages. Really helpful for me because I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything. It doesn't completely factory reset my head, but it does help empty out some of the thoughts that I really don't need to be in there, or maybe I do need to be in there and it just needs to come out in some form, right? So it really helps me ease that part of myself, even though I feel like overthinking is actually a really good trait to have, I think. Oh well, I'm not gonna get into that right now. Now I'm gonna get into the tasks that I've done so far. Once I figure out what I'm gonna do for chapter 1, I might just have to make 2 check-ins for chapter 1, which is making me so mad. I'm gonna start singing like I can't. It's fine. I'm gonna get into that later. It's fine. Chapter 1, other than the artist date, let me explain to you what the artist date is. It is when you take yourself out on a date, and it can be anywhere. It can be to a ballet, it could be to an exam, it could be to the movie theaters, it could be anywhere. And it's just kind of reminding you why you even bought this book in the first place, what you're trying to achieve by reading this and doing this and all of that, because I have a lot of passion and I have a lot of determination and a lot of desires that I kind of forget about when things like school start. So I want to make sure that I remember them. It's a weekly thing. Will I be able to do it weekly? Are you looking at my face? No, I'm not gonna be able to do it weekly. Sorry, that was rude. I'm so sorry. I thought that was a joke. It's fine. It's fine. If that was a joke, that was meant as a joke, it's fine. It probably wasn't even disrespectful. It's fine. I don't care. So yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to do them every week, but I will try to do them at least once a month. I also signed a contract. It made me sign a contract that I will finish this. So future lawyer, literally shaping my entire high school classes around becoming a lawyer. This is a legal contract that is not actually a legal contract, but I'm gonna view this as a legal contract that I just signed. So I'm gonna do it. Anyways, so I'm really dragging this on longer than it needs to go. The tasks that I've done. So there's time travel. Time travel. List 3 old memories of your creative self-worth. So this basically means 3 things or 3 people that you kind of remember as being obstacles. I don't know, kind of making you feel like whatever you want to do is kind of your it's worthless, it's stupid, you're untalented, you suck, give up. That's just kind of, so I did that one. That was fun. And then there was time travel, select and write out one horror story from your Monster Hall of Fame. What an interesting way to word that. It's just like the thing that you like doing, the thing that you enjoy doing, the thing that you have passion doing, or one of the things, a horror story from that. I had one. I wrote that down. That was also very fun. That's what I did. I didn't do the other 8. When I do the other 8, by all means, you'll know. But that's what I've done so far. These morning pages have been a lifesaver for my overthinking head, so I will be continuing them. Thank you very much. Now it's time to get into my fury. So I am very angry that I'm late because I cannot be late for anything in my life, which I've realized is a big flaw that I have. I feel like if I'm late to something, I don't deserve to be there because that is my punishment. Whoa there, let's understand what the heck I mean by that. If I'm late to an event, if I slept in, whatever, I don't want to go. Because if I go in there and I'm late, I am furious at myself. There is this feeling that I have when I'm so angry that I kind of like feel the anger right underneath my skin, and it's very uncomfortable. I literally just want to do this 24/7 to get it out. So I can either deal with that, or I can punish myself by not even allowing myself to go in the first place, and I don't have to be mad anymore because I've already punished myself. I've already dealt with the consequence. Who cares? That's not okay. You can't do that. That's stupid. Why are you punishing yourself for things that are not even your fault? If I don't understand something at the same time as all of my peers in like a math classroom, I'm gonna step out. I want to step out of the math classroom because what do you mean you're not gonna understand today? You can understand tomorrow, but you didn't understand today. Therefore, it does not matter. It does not matter. Leave. That is my mindset. Is that my mindset for other people? No. Is it for me? Yeah. Is it completely like double standard? Absolutely. Do I care? This doesn't, so it's fine. It's not. That's why we're trying to fix it. But so that goes for everything. That goes for when people around me are feeling things that I'm not yet. It makes me upset because why am I not feeling that way yet? When they're understanding things that I haven't understood yet, when they're at places that I'm not at yet, it's literally just everything. And I realize that the second that things don't go as planned for anything in my life, maybe I'm late to something, maybe I was expecting something from a specific situation and it went south. Now I want to give up. And it's not always that I do give up, it's just this urge that I want to give up. And it's really weird. And I haven't even given up on anything in my life. I haven't given up on writing or dancing or whatever, but it's just like whenever I feel like I'm late and I don't deserve it, I just want to give it up because I feel like that's my punishment. But it's really weird, and I don't really know how to go about explaining it because I've never really met anyone who feels this way. But like there's people who enjoy being late. Like they purposefully go to events late. I need to stop twirling my hair. This looks really ugly. Are you kidding? Do you see this? Oh my god. Anyways, but yeah, I've realized that about myself, and that really sucks. That's a really bad flaw to have. But worry not, fear not. I am a savior to myself, and I will fix these flaws, and I will make myself more okay with being late. Because just because I'm late to chapter 1 doesn't mean I'm gonna be late in the future, and it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna get this done. And the whole point is to get this done. The whole point in having weeks is to make sure that you're doing them. If I just make sure that I'm back on track and I'm doing my little job, this is gonna be fine, and I'm gonna be so happy, and things are just gonna go so my way, and I'm gonna be so happy and so ecstatic, and everything is just gonna be so perfect. So basically what I want to say is this was a very reflective week so far. I think I'm gonna be finishing the tasks when. Good question. So this week is going to be a very intense week for me. Dance hasn't started yet fully, but it will. It will this week, at the end of this week, it will. So I'm going to be choreography, reviewing all of this choreography. I'm going to be doing math classes, math academic, stuff like that. And then I'm also gonna be doing this. And then I'm also gonna be doing this. So this is my productive week. This is the week where literally everything has to get done or else I'm gonna start crying. So yeah, on my next check-in, what to expect. I will have the other 8 tasks done. I will hopefully have taken myself on a movie date. I'm gonna be going to the movies by myself. Am I allowed to do that? I don't know. If I'm not allowed to do that, worry not, I won't. If I'm not allowed, I will go with someone. But like, yeah, because that's the only thing I can think of. What am I can't think of, I'm not going to a museum. I don't want to go to a museum. Anyways, like, whoa. That's what I'm gonna be doing this week. I've realized my flaws this week. I'm gonna try to fix them. I'm gonna try to be okay with being late for certain things. I am not gonna refilm this video, even though I feel like I definitely just talked about random stupid stuff. It's not worth refilming because all I'm doing is I'm just kind of getting whatever I have in here out here, and I'm also always just getting whatever I have here out in here so that I can actually focus on whatever is in here. So and whatever is in every other aspect of my life. So I think that my message to next week, Vanya, is you're probably gonna be right back here in terms of like mental, emotional state. You're not gonna be worse. You're probably not gonna be better. You're just gonna kind of be neutral, and that's fine because you're gonna be going through a lot this week. You're gonna be going through a lot, but it's gonna be worth it in the end because you're gonna be in week 2. So yeah, I'm happy I finally filmed this freaking video because this took way too long.